Duane Duggan, Remax of Boulder Video Podcast. Today we have with us Julia Joun. She is with Flatirons Food Film Festival. I'm very excited about this today because I hadn't heard of this before and it sounds like it's quite the event. So Julia, thanks for being here today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for asking me. I'm excited about it.
And so let's start out with, what is this event?
Absolutely. So it's an annual film festival that is all about food. So all the films are about food, and we have speakers who, illuminate the films. Each and every film we have panel discussions, and we have events that are related to the film that are usually food oriented.
Okay, movies and food, those are two of my favorite things. So that sounds pretty good right off the bat. So.
Well, it's part of what I thought when I started it. This will be great.
So I know you're from Hawaii. What brought you to Colorado?
I was part of the Buddhist community in Vermont, so it just seemed like the place to be, and that's how I ended up.
Well, I tell you, Boulder, I view it as what we would call a foodie community. There's tons of restaurant choices. Would you agree Boulder's really a foodie kind of place? Or?
Well, Bon Appetit called, Boulder a number of years ago the foodiest town in America.
Really?
And that's kind of quite a claim, but then when you look at actually what's going on in and around Boulder, and you just go, oh my God, there's so much happening, from craft beer, one of the craft beer meccas, to the natural foods industry, to some of the celebrated restaurants now in the state. Think of Black Cat and Frasca and Basta. And just people who are enthusiastic about fitness and food and nutrition. So I think it's really a foodie destination.
It'd be safe to call it a foodie place.
Yeah, I think so.
So tell me a little bit about the festival, like how it got started and how it's evolved.
Well, I started it in 2012, and it was a couple of different things coming together. So on one hand, I was doing some volunteer work for the International Film Series at the university, which is, over 70 years old. It's an art house film, calendar series. And I just thought, well, what more can we do to promote the International Film Series? And I had also been going to the Telluride Film Festival every year, which I still do. And between the two of them, and I have a strong interest in food, and I knew about other food film festivals going on. I said, why can't we have that in Boulder?
Right. So are there other cities out there that you've kind of modeled after, or?
We didn't model after any other city. If you look at the different food film festivals, and there are not many that are purely about food and film. There are major, lots of film festivals that have sections that have to do with food. It's the Telluride Food Film Festival that really inspired me as far as format goes, because they have speakers, in front of, that are part of the films or can talk about the films for every film. They have panel discussions. They have so much going on. It's so exciting. Wow. And I just thought to myself, boy, that's the way to do it.
So do you pick a theme each year, or does each festival have a different set of themes at each festival? Or?
It's usually a set of themes because it doesn't come out of me.
Okay.
What I'm doing when I'm looking for films, or looking for the best possible films. And that doesn't mean I'm looking for the best possible films about beef or the best, it's just in general. What are the best possible food films? And out of that, if there's any kind of theme or set of themes, it comes out of that kind of, examination of, that's really great.
So I'm going to be watching movies now with trying to figure out the food theme, or when you say movies about food, what are you looking for?
Okay, so I have a, kind of a mandala, you could say, where I want to present, some kind of snapshot of the food world, right? Food culture. And it changes every year, and it depends on what is out there that's current and interesting and exciting, all of that. So I'm always looking for a political film, because, the politics of food affect all of us really profoundly. I mean, every other aspect of food, I think, affects most people, if not everybody, profoundly, from how do we feed our kids, and how do we express our love, and, maybe how do we seduce our partner with something maybe delicious. There's all kinds of aspects of food. It's very important. It's very important. But the politics of food are just, in terms of how do people get food? Do they get food at all? Are animals treated well? What are people putting in their bodies? So there's always every year, I want to do one of those. I think it's really important. And then I'll be looking at agriculture some, and maybe that'll work, or maybe that won't, but it's going to be in the back of my mind. And the rest of it is all just, the rest of whatever's out there. But the thing is, I don't want to do 6 chef films.
Okay.
So I want to have some kind of balanced picture of things and balance, things to do, something for everyone,
Yeah, perfect. So how's the industry support, community support of your event going?
We have been very fortunate in having a really strong support from the food industry, which is part of the reason we're able to do what we do as volunteers and, on a pretty small budget. So we get, food actually from great restaurants, great sponsors. We do get some actual cash sponsorships from people in the industry sometimes, and then there's all kinds of other in-kind support that we receive.
Okay, that's fantastic. What about highlights and hidden gems in the event that you can think of? Big smile.
I think that everybody, the highlights are generally things that everybody wants to go to. It's just obvious this is going to be really cool. So I think, the two things that stand out as everybody's asking me about are, our program with Chef Jeremiah Tower, who put Chez Panisse on the map in the 70s. Anthony Bourdain produced this documentary on him with his, production company and really has pushed it. Chef Tower is just charming and full of stories, and he's coming. So I think that's part of what is making people excited, is to have an icon actually come to Boulder. And there's going to be an interview after his film on Saturday, September 30th at the Boulder Public Library with Amanda Faison, who used to be food editor of 5280.
Wow.
And we're doing a sparkling wine reception for people who are ticket holders. It's going to be great food. And then we are also doing this James Beard program with this, really great documentary about James Beard that was on PBS.
Celebrity Chef Tour.
And so, it's going to be really fun. We're having the filmmaker come. We're having someone from the James Beard Foundation come. They're both going to talk. There's going to actually be a short about Chef Jim Cohen, who, is local and opened up Pizzeria Lupo and the Empire Lounge in Louisville. And he suffered this catastrophic stroke, but really battled back. And so we're going to do a short film about him first. It's just because, we care about the people in our community, right? So I thought, people should see this film. It's really nice. So I think these are films that people won't know about, but I think they're just great. So we have this Japanese drama about, this family and this, this mother who is so sunny, optimistic, cares for her kids, and it has everything to do with, it has all this Taiwanese food, which is kind of funny for, a Japanese film. And so Edwin Zhou of Zhou Mama is going to introduce the film, and he has all kinds of background that, I think most people will not know, but it's really a sweet film. And we have Sour Grapes, the wine hoax documentary also, and we're having someone from the movie come fly over from LA. And I think I mentioned before, our whole fermented food series on Friday. But as I said, I think it's good. Mara King is a powerhouse, and it's so nice whenever you have one of the subjects of the film there to talk about their experience.
All right, that's fantastic. Now the event's been around how many years now?
This is our big 5th year.
5th year?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And where do you see the future going?
Well, I think the future, I am planning an immediate future of adding a couple of films throughout the year. And I think that would be really fun. We did one for the first time this year, and I think maybe we'll have 2 or something like that. Having a little more happen during the rest of the year. Okay.
Can you tell me about the upcoming events?
Oh, absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. So the festival starts on a Wednesday, September 27th at the Rayback Collective in Boulder. And that's the James Beard program, and we're gonna have an hour to socialize and hang out. And we're gonna have some James Beard sort of hors d'oeuvres that we've asked some people to make, and it's gonna be great. And then we move from the Rayback to the Boulder Public Library, which for most of the festival, from Thursday the 28th through Saturday, September 30th, and we end up at the University of Munster Auditorium on October 1st. So, and in between we'll have Wendell Berry, who's a celebrated literary writer, but also a farmer, and someone who really created a support for organic farming, and the environmentalists love him. We also be doing this great series of short films that features Mara King of Azuke and Sandra Katz, and she's going to be there. She's making things, she's fermenting things. It'll be taste, it'll be fun.
Wow.
And then we have a free showing at the library on Saturday. So in the morning at 10:30 of Ratatouille. So bring your family. Just as long as you register, you can just come on down.
Well, I can tell you're very passionate about this.
Oh, yeah.
It's fun to see somebody so excited about what they do. The events are obviously ticketed then. How do you get tickets? Do you get them on the website?
You definitely get them on the website. So
what's the website?
It's actually, you can go to the festival website to get to the Eventbrite link. So it's www.flatironsfoodfilmfest.org. But also tickets will be available at the door as long as there are some available.
Okay, but it's always good to get them in advance.
I think that's really better.
All right. Why don't you share your contact information with the people?
Oh, sure, absolutely. So it's director at flatironsfoodfilmfest.org, and it's on our website, so if you want to get in touch with me, you can do it that way.
Okay, thank you, Julia, for being here. Appreciate it. Awesome.
Okay.
Duane Duggan, Remix the Boulder Video Podcast, signing off.